Alright guys, welcome back to another update video where we're going to go over the Bitcoin price action. We are showing a little bit of weakness, fell below volume, but while there's weakness in Bitcoin, the altcoins are showing a lot of strength. So that's good to see. We'll jump into all that price action. Before we do that though, if you guys live in Florida and don't know, the second strongest hurricane to ever be in the Gulf Coast is headed your way. So definitely check those evacuation maps and get out if you need to. Will that affect markets? Probably not. I'm not a guy that thinks news events affects markets. So if we do see a spike down overnight and they try to blame it on the hurricane, just know that it would be a liquidity grab, because we do have some levels that could get grabbed to the downside. So any of that's probably pre-programmed. Let's talk about that though. So essentially here on the chart, you can see the big volume level that we wanted to hold, the big volume range, essentially the volume cluster on the higher term time frames. Jumping down here to the daily, looking at the entire range that we've been in for months and months and months. Largest point of control on this chart is where price was sitting just yesterday, and we have failed that level. Is it the end of the world? No, but because we have failed, we do have some resistance to get through now if the bulls are going to show that they are in control still. But if a lot of bulls continue to try to long this, we could momentarily sweep them to the downside. This is the sweep level I have here on the chart at 61,700. It's this previous range lows. Then here it's easier to see on the hourly time frame. You can see right there these two lows along with the current lows we're making on the chart right now. This indicates more or less poor lows. We can see this better on a liquidity map. If I were to pull up, let's go to coin glasses, liquidation heat map, jump out here to probably the monthly time frame will show it best. We'll see what this looks like. And no, let's go to the 2 week. This will probably give us a little bit of better levels. You could see that high liquidity node to the upside though. You can still see that is likely to get grabbed above $66,000. And then you can actually see these poor lows down here below 60,000. This is something else we should probably mark out on the charts. Just more levels to the downside before we do talk about the immediate liquidity. We do have big volume at 59.5, big liquidity at these previous lows, so that could get swept. That's a big level of support. And then we also have a similar thing going on around 500. So these two levels I've identified as potential long opportunities for me. I'm probably not going to long this, but this is also a level we could find some nice support at if we did just sweep our current ranges. Go back to the liquidity map and let's turn this back to just a 1 week time frame. You'll probably see it a lot better. And you can see if we kind of scroll this across here, these two lows back here, see how it starts building those higher volume nodes on the liquidation map, and then as these lows come down it starts building more and more. This could easily get swept, right? Take that out before heading on up. But in all honesty, it does look like if we want to clean out all of the leverage, the 57,500 would be the target. So definitely do not be surprised if we go ahead and hit some of these lower levels as just a bullish correction. That is not going to change structure. We still have the higher high on the macro, right? So we have higher high. Now we're looking for a higher low before a potential move up to all-time highs. That's definitely something that is possible here on the charts. If we were to pull fibs just to see where that gets us at the retracements, you are looking around at the golden pocket for that. So it makes a whole lot of sense in many ways. Confluences with levels, mathematical levels like the fibs, liquidity, a lot of stuff points to potentially 57,500 around the golden pocket, 59,500 around that 0.5 is, or maybe we do just kind of hold where we are, sweep to the 382, or who knows, Bitcoin could just head on up right now. It's a million different possibilities. We can't predict the future. We can only react to what the chart is saying and go based on the probabilities. The levels are the levels, the math is the math, and these are for sure your levels of support right now. And then that level of resistance is sitting right above us, that's $63,000. Big point of control. We'll see if we can get back above that and show support above it. Something I have been warning of though, if we're going to be more bearish here, is that the Fed is now starting to cut aggressively. They want to cut 50 basis points in the next meeting. Historically, these start of the Fed cuts have marked tops in the market, but we are seeing unemployment continue to go down. We're seeing employment continue to go up, and the fact that they are willing to cut shows that they're not scared about inflation. So a lot of different variables as far as macroeconomics go. I'm not a macro economist. I'm not a professional in that sense, but logically, outside of what the Fed is doing, it seems the numbers are more on the bullish side of things. Can you trust the numbers though? Not too sure. I don't know if the Fed is even trusting those numbers right now because they have been time and time again revised down after the fact. So we still got to be cautious in the markets right now for sure. But let's go ahead and jump out of Bitcoin right now, because I said that while Bitcoin might be showing some weakness, could go a little bit lower. We got big support below us. We could be looking to test. The altcoin market is starting to show some strength again. Mainly, look at Bitcoin dominance. This is starting to roll over, structurally pretty bearish here. Do we have much confirmation of this bearishness? No, but this is looking really top heavy here. Just at a glance, when you've looked at charts for so long, you can tell when something's about to roll over. This absolutely looks like it's going to roll over. Probably accept back into this range. And this could be the start of the big altcoin season, but we'll have to see what happens. I said that the altcoin season was going to start after we backtested this as resistance. And in fact, the meme coin season started, not necessarily the altcoins, which is something interesting. We're seeing a big meme coin season throughout the market. A lot of your good 2023 memes that had been bottomed out for some time are starting to explode. Could that be a warning sign that the market is actually topped? Definitely could be, but could it also be foreshadowing a rally here in the shorter term future as that money gets rotated around to other assets? Definitely could as well. But let's get back to the altcoins. Bitcoin dominance coming down. Not too much else to say there. We go over to ETH right now. Structurally, this is looking very, very good. What about ETH Bitcoin though? Let's actually divide this by Bitcoin over here and look at this chart. And you can see a nice double bottom formation happening over here within ETH Bitcoin. So this is giving us a sign that potentially this bearishness happening over here in Ethereum versus Bitcoin is coming to an end, but we need more confirmation of that. I said it previously, I thought we were kind of looking like a potential bottoming structure forming out over there, and that failed once again. So we'll see if this does actually find support at this level. We're getting into big supportive levels. So essentially, we have a lot of wick highs here, candle closes there. So this is more of a strong value area high, where usually you have wick highs kind of around where price is right now. So we'll see. We're getting into that supportive level for sure. Previous highs of the bear market range could be a sign that ETH Bitcoin has finally bottomed, and we're going to see a recovery here in the altcoin market. We go ahead and actually look at Total 3, and we had been talking about the backtest of this descending channel we've had for quite some time in the chart, and this is still looking pretty valid as a nice back test. We're still struggling to get over the $620 billion market cap level though. That is the most important level when it comes to Total 3. Let's see if price action can actually get above that. That will be our true confirmation that we will actually go into more or less an altcoin season. We don't have the confirmation though. We still have to be cautious in the markets, but so far so good, as in the charts showing the potential for us to have a pretty big rally here in the short-term future. So we'll see how it does play out. S&P's back up at all-time highs. Russell is still just kind of in a ranging environment. Not too much to go off of as far as traditional finance goes. So overall, I would say we're still just in a ranging environment here for Bitcoin. So we'll just be patient here, see what the charts do present us, and I'll make sure to keep you guys updated here on the channel as always. But if you do have any questions about anything I talked about, or just want to join the community for this channel, link to my Discord is in the description down below. Also down there, you'll find my VIP Discord. That is 25% off right now. Feel free to click on that link to read the bullet points explaining it and decide for yourself if you think it's worth your money or not. DM me if you have any questions about that, by the way. Also, check out those exchanges that are linked down below, partnered with all of them, and they all offer their own perks and benefits and exclusive bonuses and rewards if you do use my referral links to sign up. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.